Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, your YouTuber, signing off and imitate never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. And once again, we are going to go over Monday Night Raw in the ThunderDome. Nah, still hasn't gotten old yet. Before we do, though, switch gears, talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind. The big highlights from last week's SmackDown. Well, last week's was night one of the draft. And honestly, listen, I normally look forward to the draft, but man, this year's just really felt like kind of like a clusterfuck, because it felt too overcomplicated. They explained the same rules that they've been having for the past couple years. Raw gets 3 picks, SmackDown gets 2, this, that, and the other, all that jazz. But they're talking about on how they can have champions, or on how they're able to have the champion, draft the champions. Well, we already knew that. Well, then they wind up saying that any superstar who isn't picked, they become a free agent and can go where they please. What happened to last year when when they didn't get picked, they stayed where they were at? It felt too overcomplicated and too micromanaged. Just ugh. Other than that, the highlights, well, match-wise, Big E got his comeuppance on Jimmy Sheamus. They split up Heavy Machinery. Otis is on SmackDown. Tucker's going to Raw. And quite possibly, the biggest shock, I gotta say, was Woods and Kofi returned that night and then challenged Cesaro and Nakamura to a tag title match. They won. And then immediately after winning, Kofi and Woods get drafted to SmackDown. Kofi and Woods get drafted to Raw, and E's drafted to SmackDown. Now listen, I've been saying I want to push for Big E for a good while, but this was not what I meant. God damn it, this is why I always emphasize the devil's in the details. Emphasize on all the small, minute details. I would have loved Big E to have a big push, no pun intended, while still in the New Day, very much so in the same way Kofi had. It sucks, because I really did like New Day. They kind of had that quirky nerd humor that I liked. But yeah, that's pretty much the big highlights. Moving forward, let's get into this week's show now. It starts off Randy Orton cutting a very scaling promo on Drew, saying on how no matter where he goes, he's guaranteed come Hell in a Cell, he is going to walk out of there as the new WWE champion. And while I absolutely love the idea of Drew and Randy in Hell in a Cell, please, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Zeus, Odin, one of you, please let this be the last of them two. We need a new opponent for Drew now, But after that, McIntyre came out and to basically sum up everything he said, until we get to meet in Hell in a Cell, anytime we're in the same arena, I'm gonna whoop your ass. And then he proceeded to come down and start putting Randy on the ass end of an ass kicking. So yeah. After that, Steph started doing some of the draft again. Big surprises from... Now, I'm not going to lie. I don't remember all of the draft. And no, I did not make notes on it. Shut up, Wade. I'm not... Now's not the time for I told you so's. Either way. Big highlights. Raw got... Raw picked... The Fiend, Bliss, Nikki Cross. They pretty much just raided all the top talent out of SmackDown's pool. You know, aside from all the champions. Well, not all the champions, because the Street Profits got traded to are now on SmackDown. And Street Profits and New Day actually traded titles. They showed that in a scene later on in the show. So now the New Day are Raw Tag Champs, and now the Street Profits are SmackDown Tag Champs. Just like I said, it felt too much like a clusterfuck. Like they overcomplicated the drafts this year. It didn't feel like this last year. Either way, now let's get into the first match of the night. No DQ match between Aleister Black and Kevin Owens. Now, this really good starter for the show. You know, I dug it. It was a nice good no DQ match. And a lot of good back and forth with it. I dug the shit out of it. You know, I know some people are really upset because apparently there's rumors out there saying Vince gave up on Aleister Black, this, excuse me, this, that, and the other. I don't believe that because, one, rumors are rumors. Take a rumor mills with a grain of salt. And two, here's my question. Aleister Black is a great wrestler and a phenomenal character. But let me ask you this. How much depth can you go with that character? Because, you know, good example. Kurt Angle. Probably the best example of a character who has a range of depth. Kurt could go from being serious to comedic to ass kicker to villain to monster to machine. Just he could go all across the board. Okay, Aleister Black. He's a legit badass, rightfully so. You know, not necessarily a dude you'd want to fuck with and get into a fight with. But how much depth do you got with him? That's my question. Yeah. Owens, you've seen. He's got depth. He can be a bad guy. He can do comedy. He can do babyface. He can go across the board. Not saying he checks them all, but he goes across the board. Now, match came to an end when Owens wound up popping a stunner on the Black and then hitting him with doing a powerbomb through a table. Then, yeah, 1, 2, 3, that was it. Next matchup we got, it was an impromptu triple threat match because Seth came out to give a fare thee well to the Raw audience and Monday Night Raw in general, because for the first time in his career, he has now officially been drafted to SmackDown. So he's saying nobody's going to be able to fill his shoes. Then out came Jeff saying, you know, I could. And then Seth's like, no, you couldn't. I'll see you later. You came here to say goodbye to your Monday Night Messiah. Thank you, my child. Now I shall leave. And as Seth is leaving, Uncle Alan comes out, AJ Styles, who got drafted the Monday night, then wound up saying, that he's way better than Seth is, and then started going into Jeff, and then Seth came back down, and then boom, now we got a triple threat match. So as far as this match went, I dug the shit out of it. It had good action, everyone got a chance to shine in this. I dug it. And the ending, I will say, was rather surprising as well. I really was not expecting this ending. Jeff hit AJ Styles with the twist of fate. Looked like he was getting ready to set him up to go up for Swanton. Hit him with the twist of fate. Next thing you know, wham! Gets cracked with a guitar. And it's Elias. Yeah. Well, we all know on how I feel about him. Yeah, the smelly hipster's back. Joy. But it gives purpose and reason. He's got legit reason. Last time he was seen was when Jeff was accused of driving drunk and hit Elias with a car. Allegedly. And yeah. So, anyways, after Elias cracked Jeff with the guitar, AJ Styles covered him up with the pin. 1, 2, 3. That was it. Next up, we got another impromptu match. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke going against Lana and Natayla. And this came to be because earlier in the show, there was a Miz TV segment where Miz and Morrison were interviewing Mandy and Dana. And then there were, next thing you know, Lana and Natayla came out. Lana was saying, whoa, you want drama, you gotta go to the right girl. I got 2 ex-husbands and an ex-girlfriend. Trust me, I could sip tea all day on this. And then Mandy and Dana basically got into them saying, you spend more time working in the ring and working to get title shots instead of doing TikTok shit. Maybe your career would be moving at a different pace. And now we come to here. This was a damn good match. I dug it. Dana was the punching bag, And Mandy got the hot tag, and whew, good God almighty. Whew. Well, we already all know on how I feel about Dana and Mandy. And well, when you put them both together, whew, that's one hell of a reason I need my damn heart pills. And it was fairly impressive. And when Mandy got the hot tag, she was moving. She was working good. And a lot of people, and make sure I word this the right way. Nah, fuck it. A lot of people were sleeping on Mandy Rose. Emphasis on the word on. Focus on that word. Sleeping on. So don't go reading it and saying something different, boys. Or some girls. You know who you are. Either way. Yeah, Mandy, man, she flew under the radar, man. She could work. She's fucking putting in the work. She's showing that she can work. Match came to an end. She did a high pump knee and then went over to the corner, let Dana climbed up onto her shoulders and then did a senton off her. 1, 2, 3. That was it. After that, Natayla came in, recovering from getting jaw jacked, and then just looked at Lana. This isn't working for me. This is not working for me. This is over. So there goes the idea of pitching them to as the HMBs. I'm just saying, I thought that could have worked. Next matchup we got Angel Garza going against Andrade with Zelina Vega on commentary. Oh my God almighty, Zelina. Whew. Aleister Black, you modern day Billy Kidman overachieving son of a bitch bastard. Been a while since I threw that out there. I had to get it out there again. And for those who do not understand what I mean by that reference, point blank and simple, Aleister Black, overachieving bastard, much like Billy Kidman was an overachiever and got Tori Wilson. Aleister Black's an overachiever and got Zelina Vega. Yeah. Zelina, she sat there on commentary saying, I'm here fulfilling my managerial duties. After tonight, I am done with these two. I am done with them both. You know? And as far as the match itself went, it was pretty good. It was a nice solid match. It was a nice short, it was a decent paced lucha style match, you know. Now obviously not something that you would have expected to see on Lucha Underground or CMLL or anything, but a WWE style one, you know, to put it simple. But it was a good match. I dug it. Match came to an end. Garza, he did the wing clipper on Andrade, got the 1-2-3. After that, when Zelina went in to go and tell Andrade she was done, it's over. Next thing you know, lights come on. You see Alexa Bliss in one corner. You see The Fiend in the other. And then they both, The Fiend and Alexa, get Zelina and Andrade, hook them. Sister Abigail. Ugh, true romance. They look like a modern day Addams Family couple. Morticia and Gomez. True romance. So beautiful. Next up, we got New Day going against Ziggler and Roode in a tag title match. New Day said they'd do this match because that the Street Profits are leaving, so they're going to put it up. They're going to put the straps up against them to give them their fair shot. Pretty good this was actually a damn good start with Ziggler and Woods. Very ground-based. Woods held his fucking own. Oh my God. You know, I'm not going to lie. After we're done doing this show, you know, when we're done this show, and we always have our little post-production celebration party and all, you know, I'm going to have to go and spend some time on the interwebs and look up some of Austin Creed's credentials, man, because he held his fucking own on the ground with Ziggler. That was pretty damn impressive. You know, I thought that was pretty damn cool. You know? Now, Kofi wound up working as the punching bag. Woods wound up getting the tag in. And the big emphasis, Woods got the hot tag in, but the big emphasis on the story with this match more than anything was this was the first time seeing the New Day functioning like this, because they don't have Big E out there to cheer them on, to watch their back, make sure they're okay. So, yeah, that's where the big story is. Now, 10 get you 20, Big E is still going to come out to, oh, people at home. I wouldn't be surprised if he does. You know? Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Big E hanging out with the Street Profits come Friday. You know? But, either way, like I said, Woods, he got the hot tag in, started cleaning up, working. My God, for a guy who missed damn near a year for a torn Achilles tendon, he's moving around like it didn't even fucking happen. Although, I'm not going to lie, I do kind of miss seeing Woods running around with those little Iron Sheik curly boots that he had. But, either way, match came to an end when the New Day did the, it's now the new midnight hour that they gotta do because they can't do the big ending one anymore. That spiked big ending. It's now Woods hits him with the backbreaker. Kofi does a double stomp on him after they do the backbreaker. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. That was it. Your winners and still tag champions, the New Day. Next up, we got Cedric Alexander going against Ricochet, and this came to be because Ricochet wound up confronting Cedric and the Hurt Business saying, alright, listen, I'm going to make it square with you. You give me a one-on-one tonight, you win, I'll join and run with you boys. I lose, y'all get out of my business. Leave me alone. So, that's what they want. That's what they went with. Now, Alexander was on Ricochet, man. He was on Ricochet like stink on shit. Oh, damn, that was good. But, you know, it was good. And the whole time I'm watching, I'm sitting there thinking, well, could they do this with Ricochet? They get Ricochet. They do that. They basically make him like a young boy. You can do that. Work him. Yeah, it could work. And the whole time, and that's one of the few moments that's one of the moments when I absolutely love watching wrestling, because the fucking way my brain works, man. You got an autistic, dyslexic man thinking on pro wrestling, and I've been watching and knowing on wrestling my entire life. To fucking Rain Man with wrestling. If I gotta sit there and scratch my head and say, well, I don't know how this outcome could go, then that's when I'm gonna sit there and be like, fucking A, more so than normal. But either way, match came to an end when Alexander, he hit a Michinoku driver, wound up kick out, popped the ref by accident. After that, MVP came in with the chair. Ricochet caught it as he was sliding it in. Ricochet's holding it. He's got Benjamin here, MVP here, Alexander in front of him, and Lashley over there. And he's like, oh shit. So, and he sees the referee waking up. So, what's he do? Takes a page out of one of the absolute greatest ever, Eddie Guerrero. Slams it onto the ground, throws it to him, and then falls down. Referee sees and hears that, and Alexander's just like, no. Ding, 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 ding. Ricochet wins via DQ, and then rolls and makes a run for it. All the while, Hurt Business inside, fuming, pissed off. Fucking loved it. Next up, we got the main event of the night. It's a co-promotion women's battle royal with women from Raw and SmackDown on there tonight. The winner gets to go again. The winner is the #1 contender going against Asuka next week. And, well, I'm not gonna lie. Right at the start, everyone ganged up on Nia. And then eventually, Nia Jax eventually got eliminated when everyone started rolling on her, trying to toss her over. They couldn't quite get it. Shayna Baszler comes over and whoop, throws her over. Fucking love the dynamic that they got with Shayna and Nia. It's like, what the fuck? Listen, I gotta fucking work with you. I don't like you, but I gotta work with you. So can you stop being a pain in my ass? You know, and they got that kind of dynamic, and I fucking love it. But after Nia got eliminated, it happened again. Lana got put through a table. Like I said, it's basically now at this point kind of like with South Park with, oh my god, they killed Kenny! You bastards! Oh my god, they put Lana through a table! You bastards! Yeah. Lana got put through a table. Now, as far as the rest of the action goes, it was fairly decent. You know, it was like your normal battle royal. If I had to make a complaint, honestly, and I'm not trying to sound like all douchey wrestler critiquing type thing, but personally, if you're doing a battle royal, I think you're better off having more action try and be condensed in the middle of the ring. So that way you can try and tell more of a story saying, hey, I'm fighting to get this person out, instead of having so many people close to the corners or on the ropes. That's just me, and that's a Timism. But either way, it comes down, the final four were Liv, Ruby, Lacey, and Natalya. They wind up taking out Liv and Ruby, and then it comes down to Natalya and Lacey. And loved on how all the commentators were emphasizing on how Natayla had that heart dungeon strength, but you know, you got Lacey Evans who's a leatherneck, man. You know, and I can tell you firsthand, I've been around them female Marines. Them Wookiees could fucking run miles around the heart dungeon shit. You know? They get taught how to kill. Literally. So yeah. Either way, Natayla wound up eliminating Lacey, and then just as we all think, oh my god, Natayla won, Lana comes in out of nowhere, boom, drop kicks Natayla out of the ring, out onto the floor, and then Lana wins because Lana was never eliminated. That's right, when Nia got mad and went to go kill Kenny, she got her from under the rope and then killed her. And then, just like with any other episode of South Park, come back later, oh, hi Kenny. Like it never happened. So, next week, Lana versus Asuka. Are we going to do over and unders on how fast or on how quick how quick that match is going to go? Yeah. So, either way, that is it for this week's show, folks. So, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also look for me on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on my Facebook gimmick, let me know you found me on there from here. Or on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. I don't think you got your Creed John going. Also, thank you to executive producer of the show, Ali Ray Ben. He's out. Make sure y'all check out his music. It's out there on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, all that jazz. Details are down below. Also, big thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. It's a little bit of wrestling, a little MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, folks, don't forget to follow these cool-ass cats right here on the Twitter, Mulligan, Kenny Killer, DSB_RV, Diabolica RA, and Sergeant Curry Pants. And folks, like I always tell you, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck yous.